Hi, this study is about empathy. The capacity to share and understand what another person might feel. And this can be done in three different kind of situations. In one case, it's pretty easy because, well, you don't feel anything special, so your emotional state is pretty neutral. So it's easy to, feel like the other person feels and then understand him, right? And then there's another kind of situation where it's even easier because you both feel the same way, so it's even easier to understand each other. But there's also a third situation when you might have conflicting feelings. Let's say I am enjoying my flower and the other person is actually being disgusted by his apple. So how do you feel in that way? Or do you manage to actually fully appreciate the other person's disgust? Well, actually, then I might have some mixed feelings. So here, in that situation, what is crucial is that you might need to overcome your personal feelings, to put them aside. And that can be done thanks to self-other distinction. So this study is really what it is about. So we had people, we put them in a brain scanner, and they had this task where sometimes they would share the same feelings, but in some other cases, they would have conflicting feelings, and they had to empathize with each other. So what we saw is that what was more active when they had actually to overcome the personal feelings, they had this self-other distinction need. Um, well, this anterior temporal parietal junction, the TPJ, was more active. And we also have this brain stimulation on that area to look at how it impact on self-other distinction. And what we found is that on average, people would get better after brain stimulation. But there was a big difference between people. So the people who describe themselves as pretty low on empathy, then these people would get much better in terms of self-order distinction thanks to the brain stimulation. Whereas those who would initially describe themselves as pretty high in empathy, then they would not benefit from this brain stimulation. They would actually get worse. And so this getting better pattern was associated with what you can see in blue, which is the affective cognitive control network. Whereas those who were getting worse, who had reduced self-order distinction, well, that was associated with this network in red, that is this bottom-up salience network that is activated typically when you passively see someone else in pain. So you have two different networks associated with two different patterns of self-order distinction after brain stimulation.